Let us pray. On this day of celebration and achievement, we give thanks to God for the world and its rich resources, so much recently discovered, so much yet to be found. For family and friends who have supported us and encouraged us to achieve our goals, we give thanks. Bless all our graduates as they journey forth from here, those who will use their newfound wisdom to push forward the frontiers of science in seeking to address the needs of the world, bringing health and healing wherever it is needed most. Inspire those who will use their imagination and curiosity for learning to harness the power of nature to human need, seeking greater management of our world and accountability of its resources. Grant those who frame our laws wisdom to see clearly and strength to act rightly in their common search for truth and justice. May blessing be upon all our graduates as they seek to build a better future for generations yet to be. May they find great happiness in all that they do. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to this afternoon's graduation ceremony. It's going to be quite good fun. But before we start, it's my pleasure to ask the Principal and Vice Chancellor to address the Assembly.
Thank you. Chancellor, Deputy Lord Provost, graduands, honorary graduands, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to start by welcoming you all to your graduation ceremony in this, our 50th anniversary year. We gained our status as an independent university in 1967, after a long association with the University of St Andrews. 50 years on, I think both sides would agree this has been a fortunate separation, which has created two world-class universities and formed something of an intellectual Gold Coast here on the east of Scotland. And I can confirm that we are still very much friends. I had a brief stop at St Andrews while doing my charity challenge last week. Brief only because I was advised not to stop too long in the middle of a 50-mile cycle in case my legs seized up. That event was part of our 50th anniversary celebrations. And in her speech greeting the cyclists from Dundee, St Andrews Principal Professor Sally Mapstone wished us well for the next 50 years, to which I responded by wishing St Andrews well for their next 600 years, that being an anniversary they marked recently. And this emphasizes one critical difference between us. Since gaining our independence, we've had to make our mark quickly, and we have done so, to the extent that Times Higher Education ranks us as the best in the UK and in the world's top 20 of young universities, those aged 50 years or under. In the face of increasingly fierce competition from around the world, that is notable recognition. Our 50th anniversary is something we are marking with events throughout the year. And a recurring feature of these for me has been the chance to meet with many of our alumni, your predecessors, who too have sat in their robes in this hall over the past 50 years. And what has struck me time and again is how proud they are of their university and the affection in which they hold their time here in Dundee. On visits back to the campus, and we've welcomed hundreds of them in recent weeks, there has also been much reflection on the changes they see around them, on campus and across the city. For those who were here in the late 1960s, there is obviously a lot that is different. But the same applies to those who were here just 10 years ago, as the landscape around us continues to change. And you will have seen this in your time here, I'm sure. Most obviously in the central waterfront of the city, where we see the V&A Museum of Design rising on the banks of the Tay. And what a fantastic building that is. Not only architecturally, not only its striking features, but also in what it says about the city and its current state of ambition and optimism for the future. That is a project, though, which originated here at the university. And it's just one that I think epitomizes a very important point about where we came from and where we are heading. In his address to a visiting alumni at our chaplaincy centre recently, Eddie Small said that the most important part of our name is the word of. He went on to remind us we are not just a university in Dundee, we are the University of Dundee, a community within a community. We take pride in being where we are, and we're committed at all times to making a difference locally, using our global reputation to bring benefits to the city. We're critical to the local economy, contributing £750 million every year to Scotland, and standing as a major employer and a crucial focus for innovation and investment. We're a social and a cultural hub, linking researchers with the community across our many disciplines, creating events that draw thousands of people onto campus and into the city. Like last night's event with Alan Alda, which attracted more than 700 people to the Dalhousie Lecture Theatres, and a fantastic event that took place. And also like this year's annual degree show at Duncan of Jordanstone College of Art and Design, which attracted 15,000 visitors in its opening weekend. We attract people, students and staff from around the world to Dundee. And many of the nationalities across the 140 or so countries our community is drawn from will be represented in the hall today. We are a more international institution than ever before, with record numbers of applications to come and study here. And I believe this creates a diversity on campus that enriches our community and culture and that of the city. And we will continue to be international in our outlook. We're also committed to improving equality and fairness, providing the best opportunities for everyone in our wider community. Our record on widening access to higher education in Scotland is unequalled. Our annual Access Summer School celebrates its own silver anniversary this year, and in that time has helped more than 2,000 students into higher education. They are people who may not have been able otherwise to obtain a university place, in many cases through no fault of their own, due to the circumstances of their upbringing. And in all of this, I think you can see the influence of our central mission to transform lives locally and globally through the creation, sharing, and application of knowledge. The 50 years that have brought us to this point have provided plenty of challenges, but also many startling achievements. Over those past decades, we have pioneered innovations as diverse as flat-screen technology and keyhole surgery. Many of the satellites and shuttles launched into orbit have circuitry designed and built here. Our translational biomedical research underpins global efforts to tackle cancer, diabetes, and tropical diseases which kill millions each year. We've become one of the world's leading centres for forensic sciences research. And from Turner Prize winners to political leaders, activists for social change to captains of industry, our alumni are transforming the world and the way we look at it. And we are ambitious to do more, to take our university into the next 50 years with justifiable confidence. Earlier this year, I was lucky enough to accompany colleagues on a visit to CERN in Geneva, site of the Large Hadron Collider, the largest scientific experiment in the world, capable of replicating conditions which last prevailed naturally at the very dawn of the universe. We were there to discuss collaboration arising from world-class expertise in laser technology in our School of Science and Engineering. It's yet another example of us taking a seat at the table with the very best in the world, creating research with impact, but also opening up opportunities for students, giving them the chance to experience the forefront of knowledge and human understanding. Our achievements are driven by the strong sense of community that exists in the university and across the city. You will have experienced this yourselves as students here, and I hope you continue to feel part of it as graduates. That sense of community is something that is at the heart of our approach and is what makes Dundee unique. And it's by harnessing the strengths of our community that we can do even more. And working in partnership with Dundee University Students' Association is a vital part of that. It has helped us create a student experience that is consistently rated among the very best, underpinned by students being participants in all the university's important committees, helping to plan for continuing success. And just this morning, we have further confirmation of the quality of teaching and the wider student experience that we can offer. We've been awarded gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework, the highest standard in this major assessment of learning and teaching at UK universities. And for all the staff and students whose participation and keen commitment to our learning and teaching environment have made this possible, I think they deserve a round of applause. Thank you. You have all played your part in creating that community, and I thank you for that. You have helped set the standards we have reached and fueled our ambitions for the future. I hope that in years to come, people here will be talking about your achievements, and you will be sharing your own warm reminiscences of the time spent at the university. So as you cross this stage today to receive your degrees, and then step out into the world as a graduate and ambassador for the University of Dundee, I and the university community wish you the very best for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Principal. I think this mention of the Gold Award that was announced today is quite a huge achievement for the university. And Professor Carl Leidaker, our Vice Principal of Teaching and Learning, is not here today, but I'll have another opportunity to congratulate him, and of course, all the staff. But we should also congratulate our principal, whose vision it is to make this university excellent in both teaching and research. And he also mentioned the challenge that he took upon a couple of weeks ago of 50-mile cycle ride from Kirkcaldy via St. Andrews, rowing across the Tay. What a daft thing to do. And then cycling to the medical campus, 9 Wells, and then running to the main campus to raise funds, to establish a foundation to help students in the future who get into difficulty. And a brilliant idea and a fantastic challenge to take up. Congratulations to him. To him and his wife, Lady Downs, who actually is much fitter than he is. But all the other staff who took part, Professor Rounds there, who runs marathons every day, and many others. So congratulations and thank you. Now we get on with the task of the afternoon, which is to make you graduates graduates. And I call upon Dr. Nick Brewer from the School of Life Sciences. It's Dr. Nick's first outing so we'll be gentle on you, Nick.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Master of Science with Honours, Bethany Ullington. Manuel Blanc. Alexandra Slova. Olivia James. David Hardman. Christopher Smith. Bianca Pais. Rebecca Stevens. Finlay Strivens. Kerry Sweeney. Amy Dorwood. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Hannah Bear. Nicola Dixon. Dimitrinka Ditsova. Maria Kuridake. Beth Milne. Momchil Razukov. Sean Rossborough. Craig Turnbull. Samantha Veach. Craig Bailey. Lisa Ball. Emma Coghill. Sarah Niven. Goyan Stoyanovsky. Murray Thompson. Julia Vigant. David Wright. Daniela Alferez de Lima. Matthew Alcorn. Stephanie Blackie. Meritsel Grau. Hayley Grieve. Anna Hurst. Alan Keith. Lucas Klein. Kelsey McCowart. Rowan Mickle. Jinter Vaitulite. David Bell. Nidhi Burla. Rebecca Buick. Sophie Cassidy. Samitha Congreve. Kira Coyle. Ruth Edry-Singer. Rachel Elliott. Luke Falden. Caitlin Fleming Knox. Ashley Gamak. Sherry George. Rebecca Lamont. Zoe Lees. Chiara Leonardo. Ryan Lewis. Kim Mackay. Michaela Omolkova. Struan Robertson. Karen Sandyman. Claire Smith. Gavin Tang. Marisha Thompson. Lydia Travis. Sophia Eunice. Catherine Smith. Thomas Sparks. Simon Doldry. Karina Fisher. Simon Bayev. Owen Dewar. Oliver Knowles. Dimitri Lee. Hannah Stocks. Maxime Senkov. Freya Chapman. Heather Gordon. Simon Grisius. Manasseh Lisunge. Caitlin Mackay. Jamie Abobe. Saeed Rasool. Megan Reid. Erin Tierney. Catherine Wallace. Lisa Allen. Hannah Crofts. Rianne Marshall. Nicholas McIrvine. Yiton Sheikh. Mohammed Assad. Luis Giacchetto. Kyle Salmond. Matthew Bell. Michelle Callison. Corey Ferguson. Lisa Hogan. Emma Morton. Lucy Riddle. Bruce Smith. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Sharifa Farhana Binti Sahid Hussain. Abraham Fernandez. Robert Lynch. Gonzalo Carmona Soto. For the Certificates of Higher Education, Isha Bola. Chloe O'Rourke. David Smith. Jasmine Webb.
Thank you, Drew. Excellently done. It's now my pleasure to ask the Dean of the School of Life Sciences, Professor Julian Blow. Old hand at it.
Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Giuliano Alcaforado Diniz. Tonya Aristotelis. Thiago Brito Borges. Thomas Carroll. Francesca Cianfanelli. Thomas Crozier. Marilla de Assis Alcaforado Costa. Simon Dewar. Barbara Franco Orozco. Lucy Griff. Adeline Harrant. Dorota Jarrett. Joshua Cristarianto. Kieran Lamont. Lucia Licandro Lardo. Irene Maniu. Tiago Marcus Montero Amaro. Irina Mendes Pinheiro. Ewan Mollison. Suzanne Norval. Richard Owen. Vrushali Patil. Lois Payton. Alexander Rayside. Christina Rollings. Claudia Semprich. Alina Shmakova. Hannah Sonnenberg. Trin Tamsalu. Gaitan Thiliez. Fiona Took. Nicoletta Tsiutsiu. Zhaizhen Zhang.
Thank you very much. Fantastic to see so many PhDs. It's now my pleasure to call upon the Dean of the School of Social Sciences for the second turn today. He did a lot in the morning, about 358.
Yes.
Welcome again.
Thank you. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Bachelor of Law with Honours, Agape Rania Gabrielidi. Dania Alvi. Camilla Bonafi. Hui Chung. Matthew Kolaluka. Callum Crichton. Karamvir Danda. Orla Drain. Irene Erisaisis. Victoria Kent. Philip Mabut. Dara McClelland. Sam McMullen. Simraj Sandhu. Karina Skinner. Patrick Warren. Herman Zariasen. Christy Allen. Well done. Natalie Bennett. Haley Blackman. Alison Borthwick. Francis Campbell. Ross Cargill. Robbie Cole. Carrie Davidson. Ruby Davis. Rachel Day. Victoria Exari. Jade Gibson. Joshua Gray. Lauren Henderson. Tiasha Kreshnik. Junaid Malik. Harry Martin. Laura McClinton. Well done. Hannah McGurk. Gillian McLaughlin. Harry Milligan. Mark Milne. Neve Morrison. Morvin Nairn. Alice Palombo. Baron Parkins. Katrina Ritchie. Laura Roddy. Brian Stewart. Callum Thornton. Rebecca West. Kirsty Wilson. Ewan Arnott. Kieran Baldwin. Ross Barron. Julita Blasnik. Kirsty Buchanan. Lauren Carroll. Ailey Clapperton. Daniel Coleman. Isla Cooper. Whitney Dillon. Jessica Gray. Scott Gray. Scott Harkness. Daniel Hidalgo. Connor Kenny. Amy Kerr. Caris McGee. Kathleen McConnell. Thomas McMurtry. Daniel Melville. Blythe Petrie. Stefan Rennie. Amy Reston. Erin Robertson. David Rogers. Shannon Sinclair. Craig Smith. Christopher Van Aert. And Tiffany Watson. For the degree of Bachelor of Laws, Desaki Thompson. Damien Radzian. Christine Allen. Mary Lindsay. Gareth Stubbs. And for the degree in the postgraduate diploma in petroleum taxation and finance, Norakamal Klai Wong. For the postgraduate diploma in professional legal practice, Andrew Agnew. Farhan Ahmed. Ross Angus. And Sarah Beattie.
Congratulations, Sarah. Now I stopped her because you might as well know the story. There's a connection between Sarah and me. Many years ago, first of all, we should welcome your mother, Morag, and your grand Francis, and your brother, Billy, who are in the audience. So welcome. Many years ago, Sarah was born weighing just under half a kilogram. And when she was born, I happened to be passing by. So the connection is that I delivered her. So.
Thank you.
But that's nothing special. I just happened to be passing by. What is special is that when she was born, the weight she was born, and she was 14 weeks premature, the chances of survival were extremely low. And if you survived, to be handicapped was extremely high. But this is Sarah's second degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's in legal practice, so as a doctor, I keep away from her.
Good idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gavin Burton. Tracy Buttercase. Lucinda Dawson. Amy Godfrey. Abin Karin MacDonald. Matthew Keogh. Sarah Kahn. Neve Lee. Kirsten Lowe. Kenneth Mackay. Kudze Mutsuwa. Stephen O'Hare. Claire Pirry. Kirstine Rike. Fraser Ritchie. Angela Robertson. Michael Robertson. Tanya Royal. Leslie Shand. Joshua Smith. Cassia Thompson. Rosalind Thompson. Gagandi Bhupal. Catherine Williams. Victoria Yu. For the degree of Master of Business Administration, Uchenna Ulamed Zini. For the degree of Master of Laws, Roman Siwe. Mera Aguirre Ramirez. Hawa Eje. Mustafa Idrisu. Caroline Kaditsa. Margaret Lugonzo. Angelbert Martins. Aisha Mohammed. Aluka Berga. Kemi Noika. Katrina Forsyth. Julie Nessie. Benedict Zimmerman. Adeji Kola Sodipo. Frida Kittum. Adiheo Ajax. Adegi Bimazola Yusuf. Andrew Nayombe. Vincent Topman. Jairo Ching Castillo. Kiriowa Kiriwakun. Aisha Ali. Neil Coles. For the degree of Master of Science, John Angelo. Simoes Manuel Jura, Jr. Paul McManus. Victor Olomowedo Dedi. Kenneth Chikezi. Victoria Tamana. And now for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Francesca Kusi Apaya. Samindra Maitra. Christakorn Won Woodithkun. And Metsin Yilmaz.
Thank you, Professor Allen. Principal.
Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer their degrees in absence upon the candidates who have been unable to attend this ceremony.
By the authority of the Senate, I confer these degrees.
Now, the ceremony so far has been about individuals, but the next bit is something I want you all to do together, create a bit of sense of teamwork. It's great, by the way, to see so many people wearing national dress, which is always very welcome on stage during these ceremonies, and extraordinarily colourful. But what I want you to do is join together in a collective celebration of your success and achievements. And I want you to put aside your inhibitions. Polite applause is not what is required. Cheering, whistling, stamping of feet, babies joining in, all of that stuff. Parents, friends, and everybody else coming together to really raise the roof, because this is our 50th anniversary, so we want this to be a fantastic celebration. So if I can start the proceedings by wishing you, from me personally, every success in the future, and congratulations on your achievements. Well done, everybody.
Do that again. I think the principal is biased. He said to me, "That's pretty good." That's because he's also a life scientist. But that was not bad. Thank you for that. It is now my pleasure to invite Vice Principal for Research, Knowledge, Exchange, and Wider Impact, Professor Tim Newman, without the hat.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the Chancellor's Award for Outstanding Contribution to Teaching, Professor Colin Reid.
You've got to face them. Stand there while I sit down. As Chancellor, it's a great pleasure to award you the Chancellor's Award in recognition of outstanding distinguished service for lifetime teaching. You are the kind of people that we have that are an example that gets us Gold Award in teaching. And no doubt your students. Did you teach many of these?
Some of them.
Some of them. You can tell which was. Congratulations, and thank you very much indeed for all your efforts.
Thank you very much.
You're marvelous. It's now my pleasure to ask Professor Robin White to present the honorary graduate for the degree of Doctor of Laws.
Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa, Judge Tim Eicher. Law graduates distinguish themselves in a variety of ways, but clearly one of the most important is as a judge. Tim Eicher came to Dundee Law School in 1988 after a period in the University of Passau in his native Germany. He stood out as slightly exotic, also very personable and very bright. In his first Dundee year, I had the pleasure, as we say in the trade, of teaching him legal system, that is the structural framework of courts, judges, legislative apparatus, and so on. And strangely, I can still quite clearly recall a tutorial in which he seemed to know at least as much as I did about the internal workings of the European Union. I note he obtained a distinction in that subject. During his LLB years, he specialised in English law and international law, and was active in a number of other ways. In particular, he competed in the Scottish team in the highly prestigious Telders International Law Moot Court competition, in which students from across Europe debate an international law problem, and the finalists do so in the Peace Palace at The Hague. He graduated in 1992, almost exactly 25 years ago today. I expect he's noticed that. But I wonder if he asked himself then, what will I be doing in 25 years' time? After graduation, he decided to stay in the UK and qualify as a barrister in England. And he soon made his mark in the fields of international law, European law, and human rights law. For within a couple of years of qualifying, he was appearing as junior counsel in a case that went before both the English Court of Appeal and the European Court of Justice in Luxembourg. And not long after that, he appeared as junior counsel before the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. And a couple of years after that, so only within half a dozen years of qualifying, he appeared as junior counsel before the Appellate Committee of the House of Lords, or Supreme Court as we call it nowadays. Indeed, a little research indicates he's appeared in over 250 cases important enough to get reported in the law reports. These include some dozen before the European Court of Justice, more than a dozen before the European Court of Human Rights, and 30 or more before the House of Lords or Supreme Court. These cases have covered a range of issues within his specialities, from freedom of information to planning, and from customs and excise to diplomatic immunity. Many have concerned, in the broadest sense, immigration, and several have involved national security dimensions. Indeed, probably the best-known case in which he was involved was that of Abu Qatada, while his last reported case concerned the legality of the bedroom tax. In these cases, he's appeared for what I will call both sides. Thus, Tim has represented the Joint Council for the Welfare of Immigrants and Amnesty International, as well as individual claimants, but he's also frequently represented the United Kingdom government. In 2011, unsurprisingly, he was made Queen's Counsel, that is, senior counsel, who normally appear with a team of juniors behind them. That, incidentally, is not given with the rations. In discussion with him at lunch today, I discovered his application covered 69 pages, and he had to have 36 referees, from judges before whom he'd appeared, fellow counsel, opponents, and so on. But in addition to his day job, Tim's been active in related fields. One such activity stands out. In 1999, once more within only a few years of qualifying, he was appointed editor of the European Human Rights Reports, which, as lawyers know, is the principal set of law reports in that area. And now, and I hope his career is not peaking too early, because I notice his 51st birthday is only a couple of weeks away, he's been appointed as a judge of the European Court of Human Rights, an extraordinarily prestigious appointment. Pleasingly, Dundee University may bask in a little reflected glory. Tim, a Dundee graduate, is the first UK judge of the European Court of Human Rights who's not an Oxbridge graduate. Chancellor, I have the honour to invite you to confer upon Judge Iker the degree of Doctor of Laws.
By the authority of the Senate, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws. Welcome to. Well done. I'm going to say a few words. Please do.
Chancellor, Principal, Professor White, thank you very much for those kind words. Ladies and gentlemen, dear graduates, let me start by saying what a great honor it is for me and for my court that today I'm receiving this honorary degree from my alma mater. This is made even more special by the fact that I should receive this degree in its 50th anniversary year. Now, of course, today is primarily about you, and you're all graduating from this great university, having, I anticipate, received the same outstanding teaching, support and encouragement I received when the university and I were only half as old, some 25 years ago. In light of that experience, it won't come as a surprise for you, as Professor White mentioned, that the first UK judge in respect of the United Kingdom at the Court of Human Rights, and there have so far been 8, who's not from Oxbridge, comes from this great university and is one of you, a graduate of the University of Dundee. But who would have thought, when I graduated all that time ago with a 2-1 in English law, that I would come back here to receive the degree of Doctors of Laws honoris causa in recognition of my election rather than appointment, and that's an important point for me, election to this very special office. Today, I would say it is my dream job. A dream I thought I would like to do at some point, but which was about as likely as me traveling to the moon. Not one of the things on my bucket list. That said, while I had already an interest in human rights while I was here, I'm fairly sure that when I was where you are now, it was not yet on my radar, whether as my dream job or at all. Like no doubt some of you, I was primarily concerned with identifying and once identified, making a success of the next stage of my now professional life. You may be interested to hear that I had no ready roadmap of where I wanted to go and or to be at any particular point in time after graduation. And when I tried to take a step to where I thought I ought to go, I usually failed. Ultimately, I followed my instincts and chose the path which certainly at times must have seemed unusual, and Professor White told you about it. In light of my experience, I can therefore only agree with what another Dundee graduate recently appointed to senior judicial office in England, Her Honour Judge Anuja Deer QC, is reported to have said, "There's one glass ceiling that's in our minds. That's what we think we can achieve. So perhaps we impose our glass ceiling, and that has happened to me several times." Ultimately, I hope if there's one thing you take away from me being here today, it is that with a degree from this university, there's ultimately nothing stopping you from achieving your dream. Thank you very much.
Tim, your wife and son are also here today, and we welcome them too. Thank you for coming. I asked Tim when he was a student, what did he do in Dundee for fun? You might as well laugh. He said nothing. He said the 17 and 18-year-olds, because he was a bit older, wouldn't take him out to the pubs. But he found a pub, Phoenix. Still exists.
So I hear.
It is always a pleasure and a great deal of pride to have one of our own graduates return to get an honorary degree. Even though to you a law degree, another law degree may sound, but this one's special.
This is very special.
So thank you for coming, and thank you for making the service. It's now my pleasure to invite Professor Mike Ferguson to present a friend, a colleague, and a fantastic lady as honorary graduate.
Thank you. Chancellor, I have the honour to present for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, Baroness Manningham Buller. Eliza Manningham Buller read English at Oxford and subsequently worked as a teacher until, in 1974, someone at a cocktail party suggested that she might attend for an interview at the Ministry of Defence. There, in room 055, she was recruited into the security service, otherwise known as MI5. Eliza quickly became a counter-terrorism expert of the highest order and gained considerable experience, including, for example, leading the immensely complex Lockerbie investigation after Pan Am Flight 103 was so cruelly brought down over Scotland. Later, she was posted to Washington as a senior liaison officer to the US intelligence community, since when, she tells me, she's been teetotal, valuing total recall over all else in her discussions with officials and with other spies. On her return to the UK in 1992, Eliza led a newly created Irish counter-terrorist section in MI5 and was later appointed Director of Irish Counter-Terrorism. The operations directed by Eliza against a backdrop of great tension, terrorist activity, and the loss of close colleagues were instrumental in helping bring about the Good Friday Agreement that has largely kept the peace in Northern Ireland and the British mainland since 1998, an outstanding legacy. Eliza also served as Director of Surveillance and Technical Operations for MI5 and was appointed Deputy Director and then Director General in 2002. Throughout her 33 years in the security service, she saw enormous changes in its nature, scope, and operations, and personally led MI5 through massive expansion and modernization. She oversaw extraordinary and numerous counter-terrorism successes, most of which we'll never know about. And she's also had to live through and with the 2005 atrocities of 7/7. In honouring Baroness Manningham-Buller today, we also respectfully honour all of the innocent victims of terrorism, then and now. For her outstanding services to the nation, Eliza was appointed Dame Commander of the Order of the Bath in 2005, and Her Majesty the Queen appointed her Lady of the Garter in 2014, Britain's very highest honour. Since retiring from the security service in 2007, Eliza has been Chair of Council for Imperial College London, overseeing reform of its governance, developing its new West London campus, and recruiting both a new president and provost for that university. She has also been an influential member of the House of Lords and its Science and Technology Committee, and since 2008, she's been a member and now chair of the Board of Governors of the Wellcome Trust. In that key role, she supports the Wellcome Trust Director and its executive to deliver their mission, which is to improve health for everyone by supporting great ideas. And indeed, the University of Dundee benefits enormously from support from the Wellcome Trust in those areas. The Wellcome Trust is one of the world's largest medical charities, investing about £1 billion each year in biomedical research and influencing national and international policies in healthcare and disease prevention. Eliza has the habit of reminding everybody that she's not a scientist, but you will be absolutely forgiven for not knowing that. Certainly she has the razor-sharp intelligence, no coincidence for somebody who spent a whole lifetime working in intelligence, to distinguish scientific excellence from mediocrity and to see the big picture with respect to scientific strategy. It is indeed a privilege in every respect to work with her on the Wellcome Trust board. Eliza is deeply committed to equality and diversity and has a deep understanding of human nature, its strengths and imperfections. She speaks her mind in well-considered but direct language. For example, she was and is forthright in her condemnation of the use of torture under all circumstances. She is a staunch defender of civil liberties and freedoms. A few years ago, she was chosen to deliver the BBC Wreath Lectures alongside Aung San Suu Kyi, collectively entitled Securing Freedom. She also published a book in the same name. Her lectures, which you might be interested to know, are still available as BBC podcasts, and the book illustrate her extraordinary intelligence, acute analytic ability, clarity of thought, and compassion. One wishes that more public servants, lords of the realm, Lord Patel accepted, and citizens of influence could come even close. You might also be interested to know that she keeps sheep. Chancellor, for her services to national security, higher education, and medical science, I have the great honour to invite you to confer upon Baroness Manningham-Buller the degree of Doctor of Laws.
I knew she would stop me rather than me stop her. But it is a great pleasure, Eliza, a personal pleasure, to award you, by the authority of the Senate, confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws. Welcome to the university, and thank you very much. Would you like to say a few words?
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Lord Provost, that was very embarrassing. I have to say that Professor Ferguson's words were exaggerated and over the top. When I first was given an honorary degree a few years ago, I said to a nephew of mine who was at university at the time that I had been given an honorary degree and how pleased I was. And he said to me, "Why?" And I said, "Well, I think it's probably something to do with my career." But he said, "But you haven't done anything." He said, "Everybody else at that ceremony will have been working for years to get their degree. And you are just going to turn up on the day and receive something for which you've done nothing." And I've always remembered this story because today, however delighted Judge Ike and I are for receiving these honorary degrees, it's you at the front of this hall who've done the work. You who are graduating in various parts of law and medical sciences and so on. And I think this is really important to remember because this is not about us, this is about you. And I congratulate you all on what you've achieved. The university is very proud of you. Your families, your friends are very proud of you. And I think I can speak for Dundee by saying that I hope in its 50th year, it, the university, and your family and friends will be very proud of what you do in the next stage of your life, making something strong and positive about what you've learned here. I think also I'd like to give some thanks today. I think I'd like to thank those who've organised today, which I know is one of a number of ceremonies here. I think we should thank those who've taught you, or tried to teach you, some of what they've known. I'm sure it's been a pleasure for you, for them, but I equally am sure it's been a pleasure for you, and the Gold Award in the Teaching Excellence Framework suggests it. So I thank them. I think we should thank your families and friends who've given you a great deal of support in coming here and during your time here. But above all, I and everybody on this platform want to thank you, of whom everybody today is so proud. So I want to thank you.
I said we are friend and colleague, which we are. And what Professor Mike Ferguson said is absolutely true. Baroness Manningham-Buller may pretend that she doesn't understand science, but that's usually a lot of tosh. Because I've been with her on the Science and Technology Committee. And if anybody, including scientists around the table, are talking rubbish, one look, and I can tell you her look can be, not what you see right now, but tells you that, gives a message quite clearly as to what she thinks of what you're saying. She has got a razor-sharp intelligence. It was always a pleasure to work with her, and we hope we will do it again. And, having watched too many spooks movies, when you see Baroness Manningham-Buller, you know that the real life is different.
May I just make a comment on spooks? Those of you who are interested in it, it involves very attractive people solving critical problems in 40 minutes, fighting with everybody else in the world, breaking the law serially, sleeping with every other person, having a very short life expectancy. I assure you, it's not all like that.
As I said, having met the real life, I realized that life is different than the movies. But thank you for coming today.
Thank you so
It's been
much.
an absolute pleasure to have you here.
And to be
And I'll
here.
see you in the other places, they say. Thank you very much.
Thank you so
very
much.
much. Thank you for coming. Now my pleasure to ask the choir to give us the pleasure of their fantastic talent.
If at time your Lord be crushed, we'll tell you how we came to be a judge. We'll tell you how we came to be a judge. We'll tell you how. We'll tell you how. We'll tell you how. We'll tell you how. We'll tell you how we came to be a judge. Tell you how. Tell you how. Tell you how. Tell you how. When he, good friends, was called to the bar, he'd an appetite fresh and hearty, but he was as many young barristers are, an impecunious party. He just swallowed a tailcoat of a beautiful blue, a brief which he bought of a booby, a couple of shirts and a collar or two, and a ring that looked like a ruby. He'd a couple of shirts and a collar or two, and a ring that looked like a ruby. In Westminster Hall he danced a dance like a semi-despondent fury, for he thought that he never should hit on a chance of addressing a British jury. But he soon got tired of third-class journeys and dinners of bread and water, so he fell in love with the rich attorney's elderly, ugly daughter. So he fell in love with the rich attorney's elderly, ugly daughter. The rich attorney jumped with joy and replied to his fond professions, "You shall reap the reward of your pluck, my boy, as the bailiff made of successions. You will soon get used to his looks," said he, "and a very nice girl you'll find her. She may very well pass her 43 in the dust with the light behind her. She has often been taken for 43 in the dust with the light behind her." The rich attorney was good as his word. The briefs came trooping gaily, and every day his voice was heard, and the sessions are Lynch and Bailey. All these who could his fees afford relied on his great orations, and many a burglar he's restored to his friends and his relations, and many a burglar he's restored to his friends and his relations.
Thank you very much. You are fantastic. Thank you again. Well, that's about it for the afternoon, except for the drinks, sandwiches, cakes, and music on the university green. So unless anybody wants to sing or make a speech, I'd like to call for the mace, and please be upstanding. I declare this academic ceremony closed.